Hey guys, this is Captain Joel Dickey. I'm here with the guys from Gink and Gasoline, and we're going to be tying some flies. Right now we're going to start tying the Tarpon Silencer. Let's get started. I'm going to take some wraps back here at the back of the hook. This is where this fly starts, back here. Clip that. Alright, this is a little pinch of EP fiber, 10. Just tie that in back here. You can go ahead and tie the excess all the way down to the shank of the hook. Next, I want to take a little bit of craft fur. Not very much, just a nice little piece, which basically gives it a little bit of contrast, because we're going to put it on top of the EP fiber. Let's go ahead and get out the small stuff. Reduce the bulk. Alright, tie that down. Take you some wraps on that. Tie it just even with the other. And what you want to do is you want to cut the excess off this one. Go ahead and finish wrapping that down to the bottom of the hook, to the shank of the hook. Now what I like to do is I like to take a couple of wraps underneath. This helps with preventing it to foul. It's not perfect, but it does help. And it gives it a nice little angle up. Alright. Tan Sharpie. And we're going to take some very sparse crystal flash. Very sparse. Probably 3 or 4 strands. And basically what I like to do is tie this. When you wrap it down, you take a few wraps. I kind of like to place it just off to the side, just a hair. Hold those in place. Cut the excess. Now these are already pre-made mono eyes in pink. I like to tie them in on top, splay them in between where the hair is in between. You'll start where they're on top. Take you a couple wraps, and what I like to do is kind of pull those back into position right there. Then I wrap each one of them individually, make sure they're good and splayed from the hook. I have to hold that. Flip your excess. Mono. Finish securing it to the shank of the hook. Once again, using some more saltwater SLF dubbing. Take you a pretty decent pinch, and once again I'd like to have this nice and loose onto the thread. I want to wrap it. Now take the barking, pick at it, give it some fluff. Give it a nice 80s style hair. Once you do that, what I like to do is pull it back just like so, and then take a couple of wraps right there. That way it's got the nice flow backward. I like to, you can use any kind of deer hair, but I personally like the tail on a tan, which comes with a white. I like the longer fibers. Pick out the really long fibers, because we don't want it too long. Now this is not spun, these are just placed on top. You don't want to spin this deer hair, and just splay it out. Okay, nice and tight. Pushed back. Take you some wraps underneath here. Make sure that deer hair gets back there. And then we're going to give it a trim here. I like this fly trimmed more on the sides to give it a nice sleek profile. Finish it out here. Spin it around underneath. sure the underneath looks good, because that's what the tarpon is going to look. That's what the tarpon is going to be seeing mostly. There you go. That's the Tarpon Silencer. The reason I call it the Tarpon Silencer is because on nice, calm, clear days, it lands extremely quietly, which you have to have, and the reason for that, it's very sparsely tied. It's got deer hair on the top. There's no weight to it, and it's on a real thin wire hook. I use the Gamakatsu SC15 1/0. I hope this helps you catch some fish, guys, and thanks for tuning in to Gink and Gasoline.